Hello and welcome back to Gaming with the Scared Bear. This is another week of our builds until Remnant 2 comes out. This week we are going for a mod power build. I loved this build for the amount of damage output we had. It was absolutely ridiculous whether we were going against mobs or bosses, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Alright, so for our build we'll be using the one in the chamber guns. The pistol we'll be using is the hunting pistol. You can get this in a dungeon on Earth in the hunter's hideout at the end of the dungeon. You can just collect it out of a locker. And then we'll be using the mod Swarm. Swarm you can get from getting the Swarm Tusk from the boss, the Thrall, on Corsus. This will unleash insects that deal 5 corrosive damage per second per hit, and I believe it is 6 or 7 of them that it summons at a time. And then for our next one we'll be using the sniper rifle, which you guys should know we can get from the Root Mother, just from the bunker after that encounter during the story. And then we'll be using the Stormcaller mod, which you can get from giving the Storm Crystal from killing the boss Stormcaller on Geisha. And this one will just be doing a large amount of lightning damage. It basically calls a storm around you and keeps calling down lightning, and anything that gets right next to you will just be taking constant damage from the storm. For our armor, we'll be getting the Labyrinth armor set. You can get this from using the Cryptolith sigil on the Cryptolith 3 times. After the 3rd time, it'll open a portal to the Labyrinth, where you can go in and collect all 3 pieces. With all 3 of these equipped, you'll be getting an extra 50% damage to all of your mod damage. So it is an insane boost just off that armor set. Next, for our charm, we'll be using the Galenek charm. This is a random drop on ROM, but it'll be giving an extra 25% mod damage on top of that 50% we already have. Right, and then so for our ring, we'll be doing the Burden of the Follower. We'll be doing this because it'll make it so the negative effect from this ring doesn't affect us because of the guns we use. It reduces fire rate by 35%, but since we have the one in the chamber, it doesn't really affect our guns at all, while giving us an extra 100% mod generation for free. And then next we'll be running the Provisioner's Ring. Well, this one will actually make it so our firearms reload while stowed away, so we can just switch between the guns and constantly get mod regeneration and that bullet back. It's almost like we never run out of ammo, and this you can get from killing the world boss on Earth within a hard mode, or hardcore mode. And so for our mods, we'll be going with Vigor, Endurance, and Spirit. As always, I highly recommend those for any build you're doing, just because they are huge boost to your stats, and then there's not really a ton of items that give you those boosts as well, at least not as big as these are. Next will be Recovery. You can get this from the world boss on ROM, give you plus 20 stamina regeneration a second. Next is World Walker. You just have to go to ROM to get this, and at max it gets minus 20% stamina consumption. Next is Executioner. This is from the world boss of Corsus Exilis. You get plus 25% to critical chance, along with Kingslayer that you get from the Undying King on ROM, which is the world boss. It's plus 25% critical damage. Next is Swiftness from the Bell Puzzle in Geisha. It gives 15% movement speed. Next will be Exploiter, which you get from defeating 150 enemies with weak spot damage. This will give you an extra 20% damage to those weak spots. And then I would get Demolitionist, which you get from defeating 100 enemies with explosive damage, and there's an extra 15% explosive damage to any damage that you put out like that. Next is Wisdom, that you get from Ward Prime questline, and you need this Subject 2923 DLC. This gives an extra 10% elemental damage. You also want to get Concentration, which you can get for the first Cryptolith sigil, and then this will give an extra 20% weapon mod duration. You can get Evocation from Circle Hatchery. You just have to destroy the blue hives without getting hit by any of the wisps that come after you, and this is on Corsus, and this will give another additional 15% to mod damage. And lastly, I'd recommend getting Flash Caster. This way, in case you want to run some type of other mod that is just a quick casting one, this will give you a 25% bonus to the speed at which that mod can be cast. Alright, and as always, I'll show you guys little clips real quick of the boss fights of me just showing off the build and how much damage it can put out.
That all you got?
And then here for this boss fight, you'll see that I had to switch out the Stormcaller because this is a ranged boss fight, and I switched it out for a different mod here that'll be doing frost damage.
He's down! Get it! Stay down! Yeah! That all you got?
And lastly, just because I thought it'd be fun, I switched this one with the Frost as well, since it is a ranged battle. And I also gave myself the corrosive spikes that you can use as the mod as well. It does do ridiculous damage. Alright, this has been Gaming with the Scared Bear, and I want to say thank you for watching and hope to see you guys next week.